Welcome, mothers and others. Our next candidate is Diane Symons. She is running for Texas House District 97, and she's running. There's an open seat in District 97 for the first time in a long time, which is Kay Granger's old seat. So we're so excited that this seat is in business right now for this election cycle, and we're so excited. There is a chance that we could possibly flip the seat. So can't wait to introduce Diane. So let's just get started. Diane, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you were running for office?
Yes, I'm Diane, and I'm actually running because there needs to be change. You know, when I can sit there and listen to Greg Abbott speaking to somebody in a one-on-one conversation, and I'm hearing about these vouchers and how it's for 1% of the low income, and I'm like going, wow, okay, how are they going to afford private school? The difference of it, and I'm sitting there going, okay, and how are they going to get there? And who's going to feed them? And they're not going to be able to play sports, you know. And he's like, oh, but it's all for 1 year. And I'm like, we're going through this for 1 year's worth of, It's like, how many special sessions can you have? And looking at the gun violence and the homelessness, I don't. We've got to change. We've got to do something now. And I know my district. I've lived in every city of my district at some point. And we've been red for a long, long time. The town I live in, Benbrook, we've never had a Democrat representing it, and I'm looking forward to being the first. Uh, I know I can make the difference.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I think you can make the difference as well. So can you tell us what are the top three issues that you're running on that are important to your district right now?
Well, it's great that you said three things because my platform is actually E3 for economy, education, and equality. I think that anything else, guns, I think, immigration, abortion, that should actually be voted at the polls because one thing that everybody says is, why should I vote? All politicians are corrupt. Well, why are they corrupt? Because they're getting money from other people. You're right. So let's take out the NRA and, give them money to other candidates from the Republican Party, and let's vote at the polls. Let's make that change. And I think and so far I've gotten really good feedback on that, and actually from both sides. I've talked about 1,000 people. Probably seems like because I'm walking in my neighborhood, it's been a lot of Republicans, and most of them are like, "Yeah, I agree," and they're like, "I hope you make it to the general election. We would vote for you." I think I've had three people that said no, and I was like, "Okay, I can handle three people saying no." But uh, but for the education, it's he Abbott says that we need to have all students to be able to have the great education that they want. I agree. So let's start off with after graduation. Why don't we provide $8,000 a year for trade schools, certification, college, or university in the state of Texas? Okay, of course, now nothing is free. They would have to do community service each semester to pay back. Let's go ahead and make our communities great and beautiful. And, and it is available for all because I think the rich and the poor, they need to get to know the other communities as well and learn the different cultures. So that's pretty much where I'd like to start that. But then it comes to economy, okay? Our economy is strong in Texas, stronger than any other one. I'm not going to deny that. But the problem is that our income does not match. We need to have a better income. So my first bill that I'm actually starting to work on proposing is $15 an hour minimum wage. Every year that the economy grows in the state of Texas, I would like it to add an extra dollar per year to the minimum wage. So that means if our economy keeps growing in 20 years, hopefully we'll be making $35 an hour. Okay. Now I would like to propose to the federal level that we go ahead and send a stimulus check to each person for inflation each year, because otherwise the inflation is still going to go up. So we have to have something to balance that out as well. Now, when you have to make, what's a good way of saying this? So with the minimum wage increase, small businesses have had an issue. How can we make it if our expenses are more? And so my deal is, why don't we give a tax deduction based on the employees they have. Let's make it fair for them. That's something that no one's ever brought up. How can we work with them? Well, and then I thought, okay, large corporations, they always want their tax breaks too, of course, right? So let's give it to them. However, they have to do some things. So all these students that are going to go for trade school certifications, college universities in the state of Texas, let them hire the interns, hire those students. And then after they get their degree or their certification, let them hire them full time. That'll keep the businesses in Texas versus after their 5 or 10 year free tax abatement, they're leaving. Well, why would you want to leave a state that you've already trained these kids or adults? If my handyman wants to go learn how to do the HVAC system, let them go do that. Let's get where their passion is and help people be who they want to be, better themselves. Isn't that what we're all about, really? So let's get the companies to stay here with having experienced, educated employees. We get the income right, we get the education right, the equality is actually going to be coming together, and there won't be such a huge gap as well.
Wow. Well, those are really great things to be running on. So
I do have one other thing, though.
Oh, yeah, you do. You have one other thing.
It is for everybody. And one thing that workers are not is, well, people that are disabled or the elderly receiving Social Security. So they don't need to be fighting for a house because, first of all, there's a 2-year waiting list to get on a 2-year waiting list for housing. So my deal is let's go ahead and put $0 property taxes in play for them and our teachers, active and retired, plus people that work in the schools as well, janitors, the people in the lunchroom, everybody. Let's give them $0 property taxes. I mean, property taxes do include ISD. They are our ISD. Fort Worth ISD has an average of 3 years experience per teacher. 3 years. If you don't have experienced teachers, you're not going to have educated students.
Well, thank you. I think those are great things to be running on. So thanks so much, Diane. So tell us, where can we find you and how best can we support you right now?
Well, usually you can find me just walking around in the community. However, you can reach me at www.Diane Symons, that's Symons TX 97.com.
Great. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you on the campaign trail.
I look forward to seeing you
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a nice evening.